Hello, happy Thursday. Today we are going to talk about solving quadratics by factoring. We should have remembered standard form from Tuesday, how to get something into standard form. Yesterday we reviewed how to solve for something, and essentially to solve for something, we're trying to find an x value that makes this true. So today, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and solve by factoring. And here we go. We have an x squared, so we're going to be solving quadratics by factoring. So let's go ahead and get started. So here is our problem that we have. We have x squared plus 4x minus 12 is equal to 4x minus 3. A good starting point for all of these is to get this into standard form. So I'm going to go ahead and move everything to one side. So let's go ahead and start by subtracting this 4x. All right, to get rid of that. And then I have a minus 3. I'm going to go ahead and add 3 right here. And whatever I do to one side, we also need to do to the other. We have minus 4x, and then finally plus 3. All right, so 4x and negative 4x, those cancel to 0. Negative 3 plus 3, that cancels to 0. So here is what we are left with now. We have, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Here's what we've got now. We have x squared. A 4x and a minus 4x is nothing, so that'll cancel out. And negative 12 plus 3, that is minus 9, equals 0. All right, so looking at this, I have x squared minus 9 is equal to 0. We're going to solve this by factoring. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So x squared minus 9, we should recognize this as a difference of two squares. X squared can be broken up into x and x. Negative 9 can be broken into plus 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. All right, now let's talk about this. We have x plus 3 times x minus 3 is equal to 0. In order for two things to multiply, one of them has to be 0, correct? We couldn't be able to do 1 times 2 is equal to 0 or negative 3 times 5 is equal to 0. In order to multiply two numbers, one of them has to be 0. So here's how we're going to do this. All right, first off, let's pretend this first one is equal to 0. If I have x plus 3 is equal to 0, well, if I were to solve that, minus 3 minus 3, x equals negative 3. That is my first solution. My first solution is, hey, x could be equal to negative 3. All right, what about our second solution? Here we go. X minus 3 equals 0. And if I were to add 3 to this side, add 3 to this side, we end up with x is equal to 3 is my second solution. All right, now why does it make sense that we have two solutions? Why does it make sense that we have two solutions? Well, let's think about the graph of a quadratic. Let's think about a graph of a quadratic. If I were to graph this portion, x squared minus 9 equals 0. X squared minus 9. Well, where is this equal to 0? We have two locations. A parabola has this shape. It makes sense that we could have two equations if I have negative 3, positive 3. So when you are typing this in, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. Let's go and type in our first answer, negative 3. And then if you want to say that there is another solution, there's this plus button over here. So negative 3 is one of my solutions, positive 3 is my other. And that is my solution. Let's go ahead and do one more together. All right, I have x squared plus 6x minus 63 is equal to 4x. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. And let's go ahead and take a look at this next one. All right, so here's what I've got. I'll go ahead and delete this. We have x squared minus 4x. Oh, plus 6x. Sorry. Plus 6x And that was minus 63 equals 4x. Minus 63 equals 4x. All right, so first step, let's go ahead and get this into standard form. We're going to need to move this 4x over here. Minus 4x. Minus 4x. All right, those cancel to 0. 4x and negative 4x, those are going to cancel to 0. So looking at this, I'm going to make this font a little bit bigger for you. Here's what we're left with. We have x squared. 6x minus 4x is positive 2x. I still have a negative 63 equals 0. All right, and here's what we are looking to factor. X squared will break up into an x and an x. I have negative 63 and positive 2. Two numbers that multiply to negative 63 and that add up to positive 2. That would be plus 9 minus 7 equals 0. You can go ahead and check your answer if you'd like at this point. X times x is x squared. Negative 7x, 9x is 2x. And 9 times negative 7 is a negative 63. All right, and let's go ahead and finish this off. I need to figure out when is x plus 9 equal to 0? Well, if I go ahead and subtract 9, minus 9, minus 9, here's what I end up with. I have x is equal to negative 9. Awesome, we got our first solution. Let's go ahead and check for a second solution here. I have x minus 7 is equal to 0. And if I add 7 to both sides, plus 7, my second solution is x equals 7. And if I did want to check this out, I could graph this. We ended up with x squared plus 2x minus 63. And it makes sense, those two solutions. I have negative 9 and positive 7. Those are my two intercepts there. So let's go ahead and type that in. I ended up with negative 9. I had a second solution, positive 7. Submit. And there we go. So your questions for today, you will have 10 of those solving by factoring and then a good mixed review. Take your time with these and please let me know if you get stuck on anything. This is something new, so please let me know if there's any way that I can help you. Have a great day.